Right, we are back for a brand new podcast, and the talk today, I'll let you introduce it because you always talk about the topics.
It's should you compare yourself to others? So a couple of points we'll go over is obviously our views on whether or not we compare ourselves to others and whether or not you should compare yourself to others. And obviously that includes some positives and some negatives to comparing yourself to others. Yeah, I thought it'd be a good task because obviously at this current time, not obviously just talking about the COVID, but we've come into a world where our main pastime is usually social media. We can connect with people 24/7 whenever we want, and it's always on there. We look at people's profiles, people's pictures, what gets liked a lot, videos and all that kind of stuff. So I thought it'd be quite a good talk about because it's very current within the time that we live in now. So yeah,
I like it, but more importantly, I didn't get a very good night's sleep last night.
No,
it's like a bag of spanners.
What?
Yeah, when you have those nights. No, it wasn't bad weather. I was hot, then I was cold. Then I was hot, then I was cold. I thought I was going I just felt terrible. When you just lie there.
Well, and
you've got nothing you've got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
So you're lying there going,
there's something to worry about.
And I had a song in my head and it kept going over and again. And I just couldn't get out. And then I fell asleep and then Joey woke me up barking.
Oh.
He barked once. And I woke me up. Oh, he breathes heavy.
What, Joey sleeps in the bed with you?
Joey, yeah, he always sleeps in the bed every single night.
Why?
What's that? He's quite cute.
He's Becky.
Yeah.
So Becky's orders.
But so I'm in a grumpy mood today, that's why. I don't even know if you think you haven't been asleep that long. But you have been asleep that long.
Yeah.
You've probably been awake for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and you feel like you just had
you've been up for ages, you're like, I can't sleep. And then literally, Beck's like, hang on a minute, you've been asleep for the last 4 hours. And you're saying you can't sleep.
Yeah.
It's a weird one, isn't it? But
I always watch an episode of Friends before I go to bed. That just knocks me off.
Do you?
Yeah.
I start watching Skins. Seen that?
Is that the one where it's they're like doctors?
No. There's like
that
5, 6 young kids.
Oh, they're in Bristol, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're all like
Scrubs.
The Scrubs.
I know you're about Scrubs.
Yeah, that was ages ago.
Yeah, I know. Hey, let's get straight into it then. So for me, I think, well, I'm going to nick your line because you said I basically just nicked his line because this is what we were talking about beforehand. We feel healthy competition is definitely a great aspect of everything. I feel like there needs to be an element of competition with everything you do because otherwise complacency kicks in and you just don't really push yourself. If we look at what we do on the business side of things, the reason we do things like this is because a lot of other people don't do them.
Yeah.
And actually, if everybody did these, we'd have to step our game up and do even more.
Yeah, which will come at some point, I reckon, yeah.
Yeah, and then, for example, the other thing is, I'm a nightmare for filming, editing, audio. All of my stuff is super quick. They're not thought about, there's no structure to it, and which means it gives like kind of a 5 out of 10 end result. I've realised now, with the competition stepping up, the quality needs to be better. Hence why we've got, we do once a month where we do a filming session and a photo shoot because we need to step our level up that much more.
Yeah.
And when it comes to people with their health and fitness, I feel like that's what people need. You need a little bit of competition with maybe a group around you, which I feel there are some great things which we'll cover in a second that can actually support you and motivate you to do more.
Yeah, the industry itself is very saturated, isn't it? There's so much going on, so many people, because people think it's, a glam lifestyle to get into, but actually, I would personally say I had that idea when I first, I've always wanted to do it for years and years and years, and I always thought it was just, turn up to a class, like £50 an hour, all this kind of stuff, but actually it's the stuff behind it, like you're saying, using the better audio, better photos, wording things in a way that are going to really grab people, and you've been honing on
copywriting,
yeah, because obviously you're doing that course at the moment, and you're stepping up your game so that your competition for other people is a bit better. You've got a better chance of winning, and that's what we're talking about today. It's really important to have that drive, to have the game, to have skin in the game, isn't it? You want to be better than someone else, but not in a like a, what's the word for it? It's gone now. Well, the basic word, not in a mean way, but like you don't want to be like sly or anything within what you're doing, but healthy competition is really important, and obviously the things that you're doing as well with the courses and getting a videographer in and stuff like that is really going to improve the service, and people need to do that across the board. Yeah,
definitely. I think a lot of it is like steps. Now, Fitbit, I know, the Apple crew. We've got a lot of our clients with Apple crew. They're like the minted crew.
Yeah.
We're like the rejects. We're the Fitbit rejects. But the Fitbit, you can get a group on there. My mate Jones does a lot, and he's got people from London. I'm not involved in it because I'm not in London,
No.
so I can't get involved. He's not allowed. I'm not allowed to be part of the game.
really.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But he's got like, he can look every day how many steps people done. At the end of the week, they see who's done the most amount of steps.
Yeah.
So, quick tip here for anyone out there: if you know it's a struggle getting your steps in, why not get all of you get a Fitbit? I don't know if you do the same with Apple, but you can get 5 or 6 of you with a Fitbit, do a weekly challenge, and the person who wins, I don't know, you all meet for coffee and they get the coffee free.
Yeah.
You know, just think of those little things every single week.
Yeah.
You maybe put a £5 into a pot, and that brings like 35 quid. You know, it's not a massive
By
amount
the
of
end
money.
of the year, the person gets the
Something like that. Something like that. You can make things quite interesting, a bit different. You don't have to always be about.
It just doesn't have to be boring steps, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, and then in through the gym, when I would train with my mates and things like that, you're always kind of looking at what they're lifting and thinking, can you lift more?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you do want to be better.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily like you do a bench press and then you jump in the face and go, whoa, it's all me, baby, like that kind of feeling. Do you know what I mean?
Well, if you did that in the gym, I'm sure you'd be kicked out.
Exactly my point. Like, it's not, I don't go home and suddenly go, I bench 120 today.
Message them and say,
Charlie only did like
unlucky,
90
mate.
for free.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't, unlucky, mate. You had a good, you know, like patronising. It's about looking at what you're currently doing and doing better. So if me and Phil were both at the gym, I would actually say you would be progressing better, because I've reached a point where I'm training and I am getting better, but I've got marginal improvements, whereas your bench has gone from X to Y. Yeah. Like, and you've seen a bigger jump. So actually, you've technically done better. Yeah. Because if you've gone from a 50 kilo bench to a 60, but I've gone from 100 to a 102.5, actually, you've done like 75% better than me. Yeah. That's the thing I look at it. Yeah. And it's all about focusing on yourself, but you need an element of competition. Yeah. I think you thrive in competition. That's the thing.
It's naturally. I think it's naturally built in us. Like, one thing that I do like to touch on is back to when we were like primal beings, and I touched on this about fitting into the crowd and stuff like that, and how we feel. But it's also one of the things is when we were all in tribes and when we were all in, you know, in our all separate groups and within our own settlements and stuff like that. If you weren't stronger, quicker, and you know, more nimble to go and get your food for the day, you didn't eat. Kind of thing. So the competition is naturally within us. So to try and suppress that, to say, oh, well, I don't want to make them feel bad. Yeah, there's an element of being very soft with it, and you know, not wanting to hurt other people's feelings. But at the end of the day, it's naturally built into us. So suppressing that is one of the worst things that you could do, because obviously your performance isn't going to be the tip top as it can be. And like we say, you know, it's not all about going in and, you know, jumping in someone's face and saying that you're better than them, but subliminally you should be feeling that. But you should also channel that into going to help them, and you know, going to get them up to your level at some point as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, flipping it on its head and just, you know, getting them to the point that you are, because obviously, you know, we're all mates at the end of the day. So
we need that element of support, don't you? Yeah. But also, what annoys me is you get, as they're not doing it at the moment, they're doing competitions. You know, we do school day competitions. Yeah.
Like
little Jimmy gets a prize for coming last. But I don't agree. Everyone shouldn't get a rosette. Do you see what I mean? There's first, second, and third for a reason. Yeah. And I was never the best at school. Like, for example, like in my maths group, I was like set 4. Yeah. But no one gave me you had set 1 maths. Yeah. And people were great at maths, and the best of the best were in set 1, right? Set 2 was still good. Set 3 was like still alright. And then 4 was kind of like medium, and then 5, 6, 7. Well, you don't all sit around and give everyone like a maths qualification, you know, everyone an A, because they didn't all do the work to get an A. Yeah. Some people didn't work. Some people weren't, you know, educated enough to be able to get an A. Yeah. But you ended up I got like a B, for example. Yeah. So I worked my ass off. But I wouldn't say it came naturally to me. But they don't give you the B. You have to earn it. You have to wait. And it's like, for example, if you line everyone up on a 100-meter sprint track, there's always going to be someone better. Yeah. But I don't see why that person should feel, you know, they can't celebrate their wins, for example. Course, there's things people are good at different things. And just
Because
because
a 100-meter sprinter might not be good at shot put or something.
exactly,
like yeah.
And just because you can't necessarily lift as much as someone else in the gym, or maybe you might be slightly bigger than someone else in the gym, doesn't mean you can't go on your own journey and progress. But you might not have the cover model physique yet. But it shouldn't. The cover model physique shouldn't have to feel like they can't celebrate their wins as well.
Yeah.
Do you see? There's a lot of this stigma around fitness at the moment that if you've got a six-pack, you're a ball bag.
Yeah.
Right. But why does having a six-pack make you any different? You know, everyone said, "Oh, yeah, you shouldn't care what you look like. You should like do this." But if someone goes to the gym 4 times a week and they don't drink alcohol and they're like getting 6-7 hours of sleep a night and they like doing sea swims, right? And maybe like looking after themselves, doing this and that, should that make them
an arsehole?
An arsehole, yeah. No. That's the thing, because that person could actually be a really nice guy, and I know a load of nice guys and girls in great shape. Yeah. But I also know a load of idiots in great shape. Yeah. But I know a load of bigger people that are nice. Yeah. A load of bigger people who are idiots. Yeah. I think it's a personality, but you get that stigma in fitness. Yeah. Being
yeah, definitely. It's kind of up your own.
Yeah. You get told you're arrogant, but I don't get why that feeling is, because some people haven't met the person.
It's hard because I feel like the people that are on there, maybe on social media or doing it in person and saying these things, you know, negative derogatory things towards people who are in great shape, are probably don't want to admit it, but are probably jealous that they can't. Not jealous of just the physique. That's not what I'm trying to say. They're not jealous of just how they look, but they're probably jealous of the fact that they can give up alcohol, and they're probably jealous of the fact that they can make it to the gym 3-4 times a week. They have that discipline. They're probably jealous that they, you know, are progressing with their job, or you know, there's a couple of different aspects that it doesn't all have to be all about health and fitness. You know, it could be that because Bob got promotion, everyone in the lower office now hates him, but actually Bob put in the work to get that promotion. So it could be transferred over to all things. I think a lot of people are. I think jealousy runs quite high, and that might be what that is. You know, it might be a factor of what that is.
I think it's like, it's just, for me, I always say, if I could go out every single Saturday, right, and I go to a music event and feel healthy from it, then I'd do it every single Saturday. However, I know for a fact I feel terrible. I eat rubbish food. I get bad sleep. Like, I know all those factors. So I outweigh the pros and the cons. I know I can do it now and again. But if I want to do well with my career, like, you know, feel good all the time, I need to balance it out. Yeah. Now, I would love to shove a family-sized dairy milk down my throat every single evening. There's nothing better. I'm not going to lie. I'm literally love food. And I'd eat like burger and chips and fry-ups and all sorts of stuff.
It would be a nice life to live, wouldn't it? Yeah. If it didn't have the after effects.
Yeah, the after effects. And also how you feel afterwards. For example, I had a burger and chips on Sunday, right? We're only human. But after that, I did feel a bit like bloated. I felt a bit lethargic. I felt a bit tired. Yeah. However, on Friday when I went out for my friend's birthday, I had like salmon and rice from Rise. Yeah. You know,
that sticky sauce.
Yeah. And after that, I felt really good. So it's like the enjoyment of the food. And I'm actually learning that a calorie is a calorie to an extent, and I can still stay in shape and, you know, be lean and eat a burger and chips. Yeah. However, the feeling I get after it, that's the big difference. Like, I don't train as well eating that kind of food and then train afterwards. That's like something I do like on a Friday night, knowing that all I'm going to be doing is sitting in front of the TV. Yeah. I wouldn't want to have that now during the daytime, because it just makes me feel lethargic.
It's true. It's like one of the podcasts I was listening to was saying basically that, yes, in like weight loss and weight gain terms, a calorie is a calorie. That's like scientifically speaking. But if you break that down, if you eat 500 calories of chicken, rice, and maybe veg, that's just a very bog standard example. After that, you're going to feel like you've had a good meal. You know, you've got your carbs in there, giving you the energy, your protein, and your veg as well, giving you the vitamins and stuff like that. But if you eat 500 calories of, say, maybe a whole pizza, after that, your choices are probably going to be worse off. Yeah. So you're going to build momentum throughout the day, and you're probably going to have that snack that you wouldn't have had if you had the chicken and rice, because you're not as full. It's a calorie is a calorie, but at the end of the day, the choices that you make after that food is really what's going to determine, obviously, the weight gain or weight loss. So it's interesting, yeah.
And the world lives off unprocessed food. You know, we were years and years and years ago, we're an unprocessed nation. Yeah. Now we're processed everything. Now everything's processed.
Yeah.
And you're like, Jesus Christ, like the quality of the food's gone so down.
Yeah.
And then the quality of sleep's gone down. The quality of training's gone down. The quality of activity's gone down. And everyone wonders why they feel like shit. Like, it's just common sense. Use your noggin. Like, that's the thing. But the thing is, just use it, because if you abuse your body, you don't get another body. You know, I was listening to like the £1 million racehorse analogy.
Yeah.
If you've got a £1 million racehorse, right, you rest it regularly, you look after it, you feed it the best possible like food you can get, right, and you exercise it. Well, you're a £1 billion racehorse, because if your body ain't around, you're not around.
Yeah.
So why would you not do the same? Why would you not hire a coach? Why would you not train regularly? Why would you not recommend sleep? Why would you not drink in moderation? Eat quality food. Instead, we shovel absolute rubbish down our throats, drink Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then wonder why we don't perform.
Mm-hmm.
That's way off the tangent of competition, but it's just going down to like...
It's good talk though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like getting on the podcast and just running with it, isn't it? Because it all matters anyway, so...
All I feel like I do is rant on Tuesday. It's a good
way to, it's a good thing for people to hear though, I think. I like just running with it and just let it go where it goes, isn't it? Yeah.
But the time is not to be beige anymore. That's the thing. Like this back wall. Would you say this is beige or cream? What, cream, yeah? Yeah, magnolia.
Cream.
The time is not to be magnolia, right? The time is to make a stand and actually say what you want to do. Now, if you don't want to go out and get battered every single weekend, don't feel like you've got to fit in with the crowd.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, with the competition element. And that's like making a stand of yourself. Like, I always put photos up. I never edit photos. Never ever edited photos. Never have one photo edited myself. I just put a photo up.
Yeah.
Probably a bad thing. I probably should put like more effort into putting photos up.
Yeah.
But I just believe it's like a natural picture. The amount of people I see taking like 55 shots at the right angle. I'll take like 2 pictures, bang, put it up.
That's it, yeah.
That's just what it's like with me.
Because it's reality, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, too many people are caught up on how and it's one of the things we're going to talk about as well, like Instagram and social media and everything. Obviously, the competition on that at the moment is massive, because if you haven't got another ab, or if you haven't got arms as big as his, you feel like you're worse off, kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of the editing and stuff like that comes from. It's pretty bad at the moment, I think, anyway.
Really bad.
Yeah.
So if for anyone out there who's comparing themselves on social media of different fitness-related people, or people that are in like incredible shape, you've got to ask yourself, do they look like that all year round? You know, because the likelihood is, for the people I've known who've got in that kind of shape, feel absolutely terrible on the inside. Now, you need a certain amount of body fat to feel good, to function hormonally. So I would actually say, when you see someone who's super ripped, like whether it's female or whether it's male, they probably don't feel their best internally.
Yeah.
I would also say that a healthy weight is something you look natural with. You shouldn't have veins all over your body.
No.
You need to have a certain amount of body fat. Yeah, having abs is one thing, but having, you know, being completely super lean, is way excessively over the top, but it should be balanced. But then again, you've got people that are super lean, and then you've got people that are obese.
Yeah.
And on the health spectrum, they're unhealthy as well. So people go, oh, you can be happy being big.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that, because the thing is, that's putting a stress on your health.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. Just because you say I'm happy being big, health-wise,
mentally you might be alright with it, but health-wise,
it's not good in your joints.
No.
It's not good in your heart. It's not good in your whole body. Blood pressure. There's an effect to everything you do.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
And there's a reason why, touching back on like obviously the people who are super lean and all that kind of stuff. There's a reason why they look like that, and basically what a lot of people don't realise. I think it's coming out a lot nowadays, but for them, their full-time job is getting photos of themselves taken. They're sponsored by clothing brands, they're sponsored by, supplement brands, all this kind of stuff, and they're models and all this kind of stuff. So actually, in reality, no, they probably don't look like that all year round unless they're into bodybuilding, competing and stuff like that. So for you to look at that and say that's normal, I think that's become the whole thing. Like, that's normal for someone to look like that all the time. Actually, they're taken in the best light, with the best photographer, with the best editing team, with the best trainers, all this kind of stuff. Something that probably 95, 96% of us aren't going to achieve within our lifetime. So we've got to realise that and just come back down to reality a little bit. Come back home, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, just focus on yourself and focus on getting better and better. And in the day, if you're focusing on that, you're doing the world of good. If all of a sudden you're comparing yourself to other people all the time and comparing yourself to what that person looks like on social media, or what that person looks like, or how much weight they can lift, or how far they can run, and you're crap because you can't run down the street without getting out of breath, bollocks. Don't worry about that, right? Focus on what you can do. And the whole idea is, if you can do a run down the road and then you have to walk for 30 minutes, great, right? If you could then run down the road and a bit more and then a walk for 28 minutes, better.
That's a win.
It's a win, and you just keep progressing with that. If you come in the gym and you did a set of lunges and you could barely walk the next day, okay, next week you could do more. The whole point is you want the competition there, and that's why I think the group coaching that we do works really well, because you've got the element of people lifting a bit more weight. Oh, I could do that. I could do this.
Yeah. But you see other people doing it as well. Like in the gym, if you see someone else doing exercise that you regularly do, and you see that maybe they're like 4 kilos up from you, or just any weight, for example, another pin up, or they're doing maybe 2 more reps than you would do. I think that's healthy competition. You should try and strive to not be at their, you don't want to wish to be them. You want to be at their level.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And actually, I've always found training with people better than me has always made me work harder.
Yeah.
Whereas like when I've trained with people, not saying like training with people that are weaker than me, but people that aren't necessarily as fit as me, I've tended to ease off the gas. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I haven't got that thing to strive towards.
Yeah.
So it's always for me. That's why I'm part of a group that mentally pushes me on.
Yeah.
Because I see all the people in the group that are winning, and I think, well, I need to up my game.
Yeah.
Because they're all winning. They're all doing this, this, and this, and I'm here.
You don't want to be Jimmy gets the trophy for last place.
I don't want to be Jimmy.
Yeah.
No one wants to be Jimmy.
No.
We should use a name like Axon. No one wants to be Axon. This poor little Jimmy's getting rinsed.
That's bloody Elon Musk.
That's the, really?
No.
I was going to say
something like XA on E12 or something.
But you know, poor little Jimmy. If little Jimmy's out there, we've got powdered little Jimmy.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Yeah, yeah. So let's just finish up there. I mean, what do you want to end with?
Just wrap it up with just basically saying, obviously, a couple of main points we went over is comparing yourself to others can be good in terms of competition and in terms of striving to be a better you, and, for example, lift more weight in the gym or get that promotion that you're looking for in work. You need to stand up from the crowd, but also comparing yourself to others, you need to turn it down a little bit. It's mixed messages, but I'm sure you can understand that on things like, we're using an example as social media, things aren't always as they seem. You know, they made like a percentage or something. People only see like 10% of someone's real life on social media. The other 90% you don't get to see, which is behind the cameras, behind the lights and the editing software and all that kind of stuff. So in places where you want to personally grow yourself, I'd say healthy competition or competition in general is a good way to move forwards. But when you're at home, you know, not doing anything productive and you're there thinking negative thoughts about, you know, someone else's physique or someone else's job role, then, you know, try and get away with it and just do yourself. Yeah, be yourself, isn't it?
100%. And when you see people post on Instagram, meals, sat in their car, I always see one sat in the car all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
what, when they're like,
the one in Ibiza,
wide angle, when they're
Ocean Beach Club, you know, with a stern face, like that. And that's what I mean. And I just think to myself, I know for a fact they're not having that good a time, right? Yeah. And I guarantee you it, when you have to have that many photos taken at somewhere, you're not having a good time as what you say you are. The thing is, people with this FOMO, fear of missing out. And the thing is, a lot of people aren't missing out on a lot. They've got this perception of, this is what I've got to do because this is what's really cool. Yeah. And then they go and do it, and it's actually not as good as what they think it is. Yeah. But the big thing is, guaranteed, the majority of those people that have those photos taken could be really grumpy the rest of the week. Yeah. You know, you're not seeing the arguments they get into, the stress, the strain they've got as well.
That's just a Saturday night that they're out.
Yeah, you're seeing that, like you said, 10%. I probably even get 5%. Yeah. 95% of it is like, you know, could be good, could be bad. But no one in this world is 100% winning every single day. No one is 100% happy every single day. No. I tell you that for a fact. No. We might come with a lot of energy, and I might be a chatty person, but I get up, down, and down days.
You want to see him when he finishes this?
Saturday, for example, I was like moody for some reason. No reason. And the more I thought about it, the more moodier I got. Yeah. Like, there's no reason by it. Yeah. Yesterday, great. Today's good. Wednesday, Thursday towards the end of the week, that's when I get a bit of a struggle, you know? I'm the opposite. Like, Monday, Tuesday, I'm kind of like, I can't really be bothered. Whereas Thursday and Friday, I really smash for everything. Like, so I mean, it's just the way you work. Yeah. And no one's going to be perfect all the time.
that's one of the video ideas that I've just got recently. But you're not going to be perfect all the time, so why are you expecting to be good all the time? Because your diet yesterday might have been better than your diet today. Your sleep quality, you may have slept for 7 hours, but the quality of sleep that you got into may have been worse off yesterday than it is today. It's all different factors. We're not going to be 100% every day, and don't try to be. You allow yourself the days to be down, and allow yourself the days to be 60-70% rather than 100% charged. It's really important.
And whatever you do, just do it. Like, I know that's a nice slogan, but bloody just do it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, stop talking about it. Stop procrastinating.
Just do.
Stop thinking, oh, I need to get this many steps in, so I need to do this, this, and this. No, just do it. Get the steps in. You make them count. March in front of the TV. Go for a walk. Walk the kids to school. Every single kid and their dog was back to school yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw the photos on it.
Why weren't you walking?
Why weren't they walking them to school? Why were you driving around the corner for? You could have easily walked them. You could have walked to pick them up. Do you know, there's so many things you can do.
Yeah.
There's more than enough opportunity to get your steps in, to eat a well-balanced diet, and to exercise. Whether you exercise at home, in a gym, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, there's always time to fit it in. Time management. That's for another topic.
That's another topic.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that next week.
Yeah. Hey, see you again soon.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Over and out.